the men's K2 10,000 meters. No less than 3 false starts. The last one absolutely extraordinary. The leaders reaching 500 meters before they were called back. But this time, the 4th time of asking, and yet another false start, and they really are having chaos down here. And Mike, the start is so important, but this is really becoming very extreme.
Yeah, I think maybe the starter's got the jitters here this morning. I mean, he's obviously trying to be fair, but with 27 boats on the line, it's extremely difficult to judge who's made a false start. And really, you've got to say, does it make a lot of difference over 10,000 metres?
Well, I think he's concerned that, of course, there are the possibilities of protest, and what he wants to avoid is any possibility of that. And now, at the 5th time of asking, they are away in this K2 10,000 metre final. The gold medal won by Hungary a year ago in Plovdiv. Great Britain took the silver with Bourne and Lawler, who are in here again today. The Soviet Union took the bronze medal.
And the Soviet crew are in lane 1, and that's difficult for them because they've got to come right the way across the course to get in amongst the fast group on the far side where the Hungarians and the British crew are. And that's what they'll be trying to do now as they're all coming across towards the right-hand side of the course.
Indeed, but it is, I stress, the luck of the draw. And it's literally the numbers pulled out of a hat. Moving up quite quickly there is boat number 8, and that's the Swedish pair of Hans Karlsson and Anders Olsen. And they're just ahead of the New Zealand crew. Now you can see there, that's the yellow of the Swedes, and that's McDonald and Ferguson, the Olympic gold medalists who are in 2nd place. But of course 10,000 meters is not an Olympic discipline. Their Olympic gold medals earned in the sprint distances over 500 and 1,000 meters. And after all that chaos of the 4 false starts, this looks pretty well sorted out, Mike.
Yeah, they've come together well in the middle of the course now, and they're beginning to sort themselves out into the leading group. It's a long leg up to the 1850 metre point, and they've got all that time to sort themselves out, and they'll be trying to do that all the way up this first leg.
Well, they're heading into the wind as they go up to the top of this 2,000 metre regatta course, opened especially for these World Championships, but suitable for rowing as well as canoeing regattas. So with just under 1,500 meters to go now in this men's K2 10,000 meters, and still we have a group of 6 boats in contention for the major medals. Sweden up in the lead there with Hans Karlsson and Anders Olsen in yellow, as they have been for much of the way. In the black shirts, we've got the New Zealand crew of McDonald and Ferguson. The Soviet Union in contention also with Boris Danilov and Vladimir Moseko, and also Great Britain and France well there with the Norwegians. This the 2nd group coming round the top turn. The Romanians are there along with the Poles and the Dutch, but it's the first group that we'll concentrate on as they start to increase their power now, coming down towards the lower turn with just one circuit of 1,000 meters to go after they've made this. And Mike, it's been an eventful race right from the start.
It certainly has, and it's not over yet. It's winding up now, the Soviet crew coming down through.
So on the far side, it's the Swedish pair, then the Soviet Union, France, Pascal Boucherie and Bernard Bregion moving up into 3rd place. On the inside, in pole position as it were, the British pair of Lawler and Bourne, then McDonald, and then bringing up the rear of that first group is group boat number 5 of Norway, Tom Selvik and Peter Reeb of Norway. So we now have 6 boats in contention for the medals as they go into the bottom turn. And this is crucial because after this there'll be only one more turn, and it's Sweden from Great Britain, the Soviet Union, then New Zealand and France, and Norway in behind. The Norwegians, who really haven't made much of a move, and Bourne and Lawler clouting that boy. Now that really won't do them any good.
No, but they're in the good position on the inside there. All the other crews have got to work hard to get round them, so it's not too critical.
So here we go, we're on the final lap, and here go Lawler and Bourne, just upping the rate here. And if they're worried about their sprint, they can't leave it any longer. They've got to go now and try and burn off the rest of these.
I think you're right there, David. They really ought to be taking up the pace now. They're starting to. The group's going with them, but they're putting in a sustained effort here.
So we come in with just under 750 metres to go, and it's Lawler and Bourne of Great Britain who are ahead of in the Swedish pair in yellow shirts in the middle. On the outside here come Boris Danilov and Vladimir Mosejko for the Soviet Union. Tucked in behind the British pair are Ferguson and MacDonald of New Zealand, who was 6th last year. Bourne and Lawler were 2nd.
I think it's crucial that the British don't let the New Zealanders come up on the inside of them here as they come to this last turn.
And also moving up the French pair of Boucherie and Grayson, and this is going to be a battle royal all the way to the end here. And still the Norwegians, in fact, are the one who have suffered from this. They have been burnt off, and so we now have a leading group of 5 kayaks here. And everybody just planning their move for this top turn. You've got to come out of this in the right position, Mike.
Indeed, if they can keep that inside lane, they've got less distance to go, obviously, and they'll be in a good position for that final sprint down the last 500 metres.
Bourne and Lawler looking good, but as are the Soviets on their outside. So it's Great Britain with the bow of their kayak just ahead of the Soviets. Again, the French burst on the outside there. And MacDonald and Ferguson look as if they're working a bit hard now to keep with these. Bourne and Lawler nice and smooth, and it's stroke for stroke, Great Britain and Russia. Coming round the top turn, and again Lawler and Bourne just trying to dominate there, and that was really good paddling by the British pair.
Yep, they're in the right position for this top turn. It's now a question of whether they've really got the sprint in them over this last 500.
They really need to accelerate out of this. If they can grab half a kayak, anything will do here. Take the centimetres when you can, and they've set themselves up, and they're front round now. They're going to be first into the finishing straight with 500 metres to go, but this race is not over yet. The Soviets look strong on the outside in those red vests. MacDonald and Ferguson are still not done with. Lawler and Bourne, can they do it? They were silver last year. Can they go one better? Boucherie and Grayson France, there are the Norwegians as they come down this finishing straight here, and the British camp beginning to get excited. It's been a few years since they won a gold medal, since Alan Williams and Steve Jackson took the 10,000 in Tampere in Finland. And looking back now to the second group coming round the turn, but you can see it's a big gap here. Let's concentrate now as we come down with something like 300 metres to go to the finish. And it's Lawler and Bourne for Great Britain who are spearheading the rest of the crews. To their right in black, MacDonald and Ferguson. To their left, as we look at them now, it's the Russian pair of Danilov and Mosejko. Still the Swedes in contention who've gone out wide to the right. And they're the Swedish pair of Olsen and Carlson who are trying to challenge Lawler and Bourne. And I don't think the French can make it as well. So it's now Great Britain who lead from Sweden and the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union, the nearest challengers to Great Britain. The Soviet Union now applying the power. Lawler and Bourne looking for the extra gear. Can they do it? They were silver medalists last year. Danilov and Mosejko trying to challenge. There's just half a kayak between them. Lawler and Bourne powering through. It's been 7 years since Great Britain won the gold medal, but surely they're going to do it now. The bronze medal is being challenged for as well. It's gold surely to Great Britain. Silver perhaps to France, who come right through to challenge Sweden and the Soviet Union, and that's a photograph, but no doubt about the gold medal. Grayson, Bourne and Ivan Lawler have won Britain's first gold medal at these, the 23rd World Championships. A brilliant effort, and their race plan worked to perfection.
Absolutely superb. Absolutely superb.
The replay coming in here now, Mike.
Yeah, the Brits are well up there. They've got it under control at last.
Let's look
crossing the line now. It's second place we're after, between New Zealand and the Soviet crew on the inside. But yes, coming up fast is the French.
The French right beneath us, right out of your picture.
Certainly, New Zealand took the Soviet Union. It's a question whether the French fit both of them on the inside. We can't see that. We'll have to wait for the official result.
Well, there are the winners of the gold medal. Perhaps we'll get a better idea on the second replay. You can see Bourne and Lawler coming in there, and they take the gold medal. At the top of your screen there, it's not Sweden, it is McDonald and Ferguson of New Zealand. But it looks as if it's very close between their bow. We're not exactly on the line there, and I wouldn't like to call that, but somebody is going to go home without a medal, and that's very unlucky. But it looks to us, certainly, that Great Britain have got the gold. We wait for the photo on the other positions. So Great Britain have their first gold medal of these championships. Grayson Bourne and Ivan Lawler successful in a time of 39 minutes and 48 seconds in the K2 10,000 metres. Ian Ferguson and Paul McDonald of New Zealand just snatching the silver, holding off the Soviet pair by 0.22 of a second. They take home the silver and the Soviet Union in third place. Well, Grayson Bourne, Ivan Lawler, many congratulations. Your first gold medal at these World Championships, and indeed Great Britain's first gold medal at these World Championships. Tell me about today's race.
Well, it was a pretty tough race. Our very first lap, which is the long leg, we had a lot of balking, a lot of trouble getting to the front there. There was a lot of collisions, a lot of clagging, so we were pretty tired by the time we came down to the bottom lap here, bottom turn here. We were pretty tired at that stage as well, but having got back, we managed to get a bit of a rest and recuperate, and after that things seemed to go a bit better. We got our confidence back and things progressed well.
Many congratulations. Good luck for all the future competitions ahead of you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.